My name is Greg Niemeyer. I'm the director of the Berkeley Center for New Media and a professor in New Media and Art Practice at UC Berkeley.
My name is Sabine Erlenwein, and I'm the director of the Goethe Institute.
And I'm Jali Oldash. I'm the program curator at the Goethe Institute San Francisco.
Manufacturing transparency is about learning to question the notion of transparency and learning which tools we have, technical, social, political, emotional, creative, to understand the fiction of transparency more clearly.
How much transparency do we want? Do we want transparency, first of all? Don't we want transparency? And how much transparency can we bear, basically?
I got involved in the conference because we had a conference last year on image and location, which begot this conference because at the end of the conference we had a very productive conversation about concepts that contradict themselves, and transparency is one of those concepts. And the conversation was between Emmanuel Aloa and myself, and Emmanuel said, "Let's do a conference." I said, "Yes, let's do it," and now here it's happening. So it's really fun to be able to work with a large team of people to make these things real.
This is our third year in a collaboration with the Center for New Media and the French Consulate, and Swissnex was last year also part of it. I think our first conference was about literature, digital literature. Last year we were talking about image as location, which was also very interesting, and this year we arrived at transparency.
Transparency is something that you know is there, but you can't quite see it. It means both a hope that we can see reality as clearly as possible, but it also means a concern that when we see everything, nothing is important anymore. So it's a term that occupies a lot of possibilities. And
too much of digital transparency means possibility to lose our own privacy, which is a very critical point in Europe. But of course, transparency also means a material, transparent material, and what, like glass or plastic or fiber or whatever you name it, would be interesting for art. Also, transparency is a term that describes visibility or non-visibility of things, persons, datas, and it is linked to the subject of being seen. For example, a big corporation which is transparent shows what they are doing and what people could know or should not know. So transparency has very different meanings in a way, but linked to each other.
Yeah, and in the context of this collaboration, it was important for us to, especially with these different partners, European and American partners, to see what transparency means for them and what transparency means for us, because that's obviously a big change between Europe and the US, I believe.
Yeah.
This kind of question should be asked of everybody much more frequently. If we did ask these questions, we would have much less surprises concerning transparency and much less illusions and much less disappointments. And so I wish that you ask these questions of the whole world, especially Eric Schmidt and all of the users who are using Google products and all of the users who are using Facebook products and so forth. So it should be a dialogue that we all feel willing to participate in. Much like when we watch a movie, we all feel like we have an opinion. You know, Quentin Tarantino may have made the movie, but we have an opinion about it, and if we don't like the movie, we're not going to go watch it, or we're going to say that we don't like it, right? The same thing should be true about transparency and data culture at large, is that we should be able to articulate what we like and don't like, and it should really matter. Because with Quentin Tarantino, if nobody goes to watch the movie, he's not much of a filmmaker, right? So he needs us and we need him. And it's an active dialogue, and that's what makes a culture. And so I hope that with the kinds of questions you ask, you can contribute to the culture of data and transparency that we should all engage in.